Hello, hello, and welcome. This is London Calling the World, 3:33 GMT. Hello, I'm Phoenix. Thanks for joining us on Solution Zone TV. This is Global Solutions Wednesday, the weekly live show where we raise awareness of eco-solutions. Our guests this week include two climate strikers from the worldwide school strike. Lucina Thiel is coming in from France, from a village near Lausanne. Thanks for coming on the show, Lucina. Hello, Lucina.
Hi.
Hiya. Thank you.
Actually, I come from Switzerland, but that's fine.
That's Richard's thing. Okay, cool. Thank you for the correction there. And also we have Jonas Campus coming in from Switzerland, from the city of Zurich. Welcome to Global Solutions. Hello, Jonas.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so, and we have two activists from Extinction Rebellion in Cornwall, Karen Laborde and Paul Martin, will be telling us about the recent success in the southwest of England. Hello, Karen.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello, and hello, Paul. Hello, Paul. Welcome.
Hello. How you doing?
Welcome to Global Solutions Wednesday. I'm from just around the corner here in the Isle of Dogs in London's Docklands. We're delighted to have Sharon Akinwande and her friend Illa from Go Electric. Her group's making fold-up electric bikes you can carry to work on an underground train. So welcome to Global Solutions, Sharon.
Hello, guys.
So it's Sharon and Illa. It's both of our business.
Brilliant. Welcome, Sharon and Illa. Okay, so I'm just going to do the news headlines, and then we're going to go back to the guests and chat about various projects, events, and eco solutions things going on. So, Danny, let's have a look at this next bit. All right, so as usual, Guerrilla TV here. We working this. So the next bit is we're going to do the news headlines. So I'm going to share my screen going over to Vancouver. So let's share that one there. Okay, so news in on Vancouver. You see this one, folks? There we go. So, and now for the eco news headlines. Vancouver City Council has voted to declare a climate emergency. City staff will now come up with new ways to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and set new climate change targets. Stay with us to hear from Paul and Karen about similar success here in the UK in the county of Cornwall. Okay, next up we have here Norway. Norway is to become the first country to stop its biofuel industry buying palm oil. The parliamentary vote was welcomed by Norwegian environmentalists. The UK government was accused, so that's that one. And then next headline here. The UK government was accused of bearing a climate change report which warns of the dangers of flooding, food shortages and a doubling in the death from heat waves. The UK Climate Change Risk Assessment Report was published with no speech from the Environment Secretary Andrea Leadsom and silence from the ministry's Twitter account. Next one. Very serious news here. 2/3 of the Himalayan glaciers, the world's third pole, would melt if global carbon emissions are not sharply reduced, says a report published by the International Centre for Integrated Mountain Development. Scientist Philippus Webster said global warming is on track to transform the frigid glacier-covered mountain peaks to bare rocks in little less than a century. In week 25 of the school student climate strike, there were 70,000 strikers and 270 strike locations over 30 countries, including no less than 120 locations in Sweden. Keep watching to hear from Lucina and Jonas how the climate strike is going in their countries and what you can do to join in. Okay, next up. In 2021, European Union citizens will say goodbye to plastic cutlery, plastic plates and plastic straws, among other products. On January the 18th, EU member states confirmed a new directive to introduce restrictions on single-use plastic products. Okay, next up, last few items on the news. Meanwhile, by April 2019, Ben & Jerry's 600 plus ice cream shops around the world will only offer wooden spoons rather than plastic ones. Global Sustainability Manager Jenna Evans said the move was expected to stop 2.5 million plastic straws and 30 million plastic spoons from being handed out each year. We're not going to recycle our way out of this problem, she said. We and the rest of the world need to get out of single-use plastics. Last couple of items. Progress for the right to repair movement. So let's just move this up a little bit so you can see that a little bit better there. Yeah. So right to repair movement, the war against guaranteed obsolescence. European Union countries voted to make refrigerators, dishwashers and washing machines have a longer lifespan and to be more repairable, reversing a decision made earlier under pressure from the industry legislators. Restored requirements to design for repair. Campaigners now want machine parts to be made more universally available. Okay, and finally, on January the 16th, prankster activist the Yes Men distributed a spoof edition of the Washington Post around the streets of DC. Dated May 1st, 2019, the front page declared that Donald Trump, let me just move this up slightly so you can see that a bit better. Donald Trump has abdicated as president and has escaped the White House in a helicopter. An inside page detailed a progressive 64 bill package called the Bundle, which included the Green New Deal plan, a plan to decarbonize the US economy by 2030. Back in the real world, the actual Green New Deal, proposed by newly elected Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, commands polling support among those who have heard of it of more than 80%. Near the end of the programme today, we will have a video from the Sunrise Movement promoting their next huge action in favour of the Green New Deal. We're currently broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. If you're watching on any of these platforms, please like, comment, share and retweet. If you're watching live, we will try to respond to any comments during the show. So please, any questions for the contributors or make comments on the issues and we'll try to bring you in. Okay, and that's the news. So we're going to stop that there. All right, folks, thanks for bearing with us there with the news. So, fantastic. A lot of stuff going on around the world. Very critical state for the environment at the moment. This is a show about the eco-emergency and how bad it's got. And we want to show people that there are many people and projects and groups all over the world working on solutions. So we're going to go over, I think, first of all, to Jonas and crew. So many of us, I think, first of all, do the video. Many of us will know about 16-year-old Greta Thunberg, pioneer and campaigner, when she began to protest outside the Swedish Parliament, pledging to go on strike from school every Friday until Sweden reduces emissions to safe levels. Recently, Greta was interviewed on Swedish television where she revealed how her Asperger's syndrome had actually been helpful for her campaigning work. So, Danny, have you got the first video there? Greta team, and then we're going to go over to Jonas and Lucina. Okay. Okay, Danny's just queuing that one up. So, all right, that was on the other one. I'm juggling a few bits this end. All right, so once we've seen this one from Greta Thunberg, we're going to go over to Lucina and Jonas. Switzerland team have been doing the school climate strike, which is happening in untold countries all around the world at the moment, which is fantastic to see the next generation standing up and being counted. It is really absolutely critical now. And, you know, we've seen what Greta Thunberg's been saying to the adults, you know, you are handing us a future that is being devastated and, you know, we need to get together and sort out the solutions, basically. Okay, Danny, roll it.
Velkommen.
Takk.
Vi så jo noen bilder av deg, da var du 15, nå er du 16, fra klimatoppmøtet i Polen. Hvordan var det for deg å tale der og være der? Var det imponerende å se hvordan det her klimaarbeidet pågår så på nært hånd?
Ja, det är klart att det var en otrolig chans att få vara där. Det är inte många som får vara där. Men det är ganska deprimerande att vara där. För man tänker att det är de här människorna, vår framtid vilar i deras händer. Och de verkar inte ta det på så stort allvar. Då blir man ganska mörkrädd.
På vilket sätt då? De är ju där, trots allt.
Ja, men man känner liksom att de vill egentligen inte vara där på något sätt. De är bara där för att det är ett FN-toppmöte. Det känns liksom inte äkta. I matsalen så äter alla hamburgare till exempel. Och det...
Okay.
Det händer inte så mycket. Det är mest snack.
Du har ju varit öppen på att du har Asperger. På vilket sätt har det påverkat dig i detta fallet? Vill du säga, alltså i förhåll till klimatintresset? Jag
tror det har påverkat allt. För om jag inte hade haft Asperger och varit så konstig så hade jag fastnat i det här sociala spelet som alla andra verkar vara så förtjusta i. Men det gör att jag fungerar lite annorlunda. Jag ser världen på ett annat sätt, ur ett annat perspektiv. Och jag tror att om jag inte hade haft det så hade jag inte kunnat se det utifrån. Jag ser saker väldigt mycket svartvita. Och de flesta säger att det gör ingenting om man gör lite så. Ingenting är svartvitt. Men klimatfrågan är faktiskt svartvit. På ett sätt är det är den mest komplicerade frågan som finns och det kommer krävas otroligt mycket för att stoppa det. Men ändå lösningen är ändå så lätt att en 5-åring kan förstå det. Vi måste stoppa utsläppen. Det är svartvitt. För antingen sätter vi igång en kedjereaktion som utlöser händelser bortom mänsklig kontroll. Eller så gör vi inte det.
Du har ju fått enorm uppmärksamhet runt detta. Inte minst för att du satte igång en skolstrejk som sen har blivit kopierat över hela världen. Så att nu finns det ju strejker över hela världen.
Ja, bokstavligt talat. Det har varit tiotusentals människor, framförallt ungdomar, som har manifesterat utanför parlament eller kommunhus. Och
du gör ju fortsatt det här. För det första, hur länge tänker du att sitta där? Hur länge tänker du att hålla på med den?
Till Sverige är i linje med Parisavtalet. Och det kan ta några år. Man får tålamod.
Hey, hello, we're back again. Rock and roll. It's always usual guerrilla TV here at Solution Zone TV. So since Greta's action, the school climate strike has become an international phenomenon. So let's bring in Lucina and Jonas. So over to Jonas first, then Lucina. Can you tell, can you first of all each tell us how you first got involved and a little bit about what you're doing on the school strike? Over. Jonas?
Sure, thanks for having me on. I've been involved with caring about the climate crisis for quite a while. I've been to the climate conference in Poland, and then I've met several people from the Australian climate strike there. They were really energized about the whole thing going on in their country, and at the same time there were the climate alarms going on all around the world, and some young people gathered in Switzerland to create a social media chat and stuff like that. And then one school actually in Switzerland started with the climate strike just on Friday, the 14th December. And then we decided to make this bigger in other countries. And 1 week later, we were 4,000 people. And then again, I was involved since the beginning with social media chats. I mean, we were a dozen of people after just some minutes when we created them. It was just amazing to see that so many people joined it and were actually active in it. And then later on, we had a meeting in Bern, also with the other parts of Switzerland. And Bern is the capital of Switzerland. And with the other parts of Switzerland, we are a multilingual country. And there I also met Lucina And then on the 18th of January, we had a big school strike again in Switzerland together with the Germans and the Belgians, and we were about 25,000 people in Switzerland. And then 2 weeks later, we had a big climate demonstrations in about 14 cities in Switzerland, where we invited all the adults and all the other people, and we were about 65,000 people.
Wow, that is phenomenal. You are part of a massive youth movement snowball that is beautiful for us older, active, environmental people to see. Thank you. So over to Lukina. Do you want to introduce yourself a bit and say a bit about what you've been doing? Fantastic, Jonas. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So I've been involved since a month and a half right now, I guess. And as Jonas said, I went to the national meeting that we had. And until then, I've been quite involved in organizing strikes and demonstration in my city. And yeah, trying to get in contact with the international movement and see what was happening globally, actually.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It really is phenomenal that, you know, this Greta Thunberg has started with what my old Rasta friends would call the force of one, which is one dedicated person. They also kind of mean that we're all one. There's a one big thing we're all part of. But the force of one dedicated person. She went there and sat there on her own, first of all, didn't she, to start things? And now it's thousands of people in many, many, many countries.
Yeah.
So you've carried out a large international action last Saturday, the 2nd of February. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And then we've got a little bit of footage. Do you want to tell us any more about? Yep, over to you two.
Yeah, so it was the strike on the 18th of January on a Friday, and we knew for quite a long time that there are many people out there who are fighting environmental damages for decades now. You know, the anti-nuclear movement and other people who were dedicated to fight climate change for quite a while. So we decided to invite them all to protest together with us. So we did a demonstration on the 2nd of February on the Saturday, so everybody could join us. And yeah, Lukina maybe wants to tell more.
Yeah, and we will be part of the big international strike on the 15th of March. And I think that there are like more than 40 countries who are involved, which is pretty amazing. And yeah.
Wow, over 40 countries. That's phenomenal what you guys are doing. One of the other shows we do is on Fridays for the Future, you know, and there are school kids from all over the world linking up. You know, it's absolutely critical now. The report came out, we've got 12 years to sort out climate change. And that was shall we say, slightly, you know, could be optimistic or conservative. It is, you know, it's absolutely critical now. It's been critical for the last 10, 15 years, and we need, you know, people to be working on the solutions. So, Danny, have we got the Belgian demo, just a short 30-second, number 2? So this is over to Belgium, the demo, the guys were just talking about. Massive demonstrations going on, and there's a big what's the date for the next one, the next school strike? Again, is it March?
15th of March.
15th of March. Okay, if you can put anything in the chat window, I'll share it with the screen so everyone can see it just after. So Danny, the Belgium demo, 30 seconds, number 2. All right, juggling PT as usual. DIY culture we come from. Do-it-yourself culture. I mean, we've been running do-it-yourself environment centres for nearly 25 years in London, where you get together and you do the best you can with what you got at the time, because that's what you got to do, because it really is critical for the environment. And by any peaceful means necessary, we need to get together and work on the solutions. And we've got some exciting solutions we're going to show you a bit after the kids section, an electric bike. That's one of the solutions for the future. Yeah, guys are going to show us that in action. As we
wait for the Belgian, maybe we mentioned that Jonas was in COP24 and doing an amazing job, even before the school strike, bring the youth effort to the world. So thank you for joining, Jonas.
Thanks, you. Thanks too.
I shouldn't flip them now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's natural.
Oh, we're muted. Okay. You're muted. I can't hear your vocals. I can't hear your vocals. No, he's talking. He's talking.
Okay, here we go. This is the Belgian, short Belgian school strike demo coming up.
Tu fais partie d'un mouvement mondial.
Bewegung. Und zwar ganz ein wichtiger Teil.
In vielen Städten gehen Jugendliche wie du und ich auf die Straße, um für eine Sache zu kämpfen.
Étudiants de tous les pays, unissez-vous.
Es geht darum, unsere Zukunft zu retten.
Was macht man, wenn es eine Krise gibt, aber es noch nicht alle begriffen haben?
Das ist doch mir egal. Ich kann Netflix auch noch schauen, wenn es 40 Grad draussen ist.
Weniger Auto fahren, weniger Flugzeug fahren, weniger Fleisch essen.
C'est absurde.
Wie viel Verantwortung und Bürde ich als einzelne Person muss tragen, während dem gesellschaftlich nichts massiv geändert wird.
Ich fordere die Politik und die Wirtschaft auf, dass sie sofort handeln.
Parce qu'aujourd'hui, le climat, c'est une urgence.
De changer de société pour aller vers un système qui est plus juste, autant au niveau du climat, de l'environnement, mais aussi d'un point de vue social.
Dass wir und unsere Nachfahren in einer lebenswerten Welt leben können.
Wir müssen aufhören, so kurzfristig zu denken.
Wenn wir die Klimakrise nicht lösen, dann spielen alle anderen Probleme keine Rolle mehr.
Bien qu'il y a des gens qui disent qu'il ne faut pas nous écouter.
On ne fait ça que pour sécher les cours, que c'est pas vrai.
Wir sind auch am Samstag bereit, uns fürs Klima einzusetzen.
Weil die Demos werden groß werden.
On va leur montrer qu'ils ont tort en étant encore plus nombreux ce samedi dans la rue.
C'est l'heure de se réveiller.
Ed invitiamo tutte le generazioni ad unirsi a noi.
Du, ich will fragen, ob du am Samstag eine Klimademo kommst.
Das ist meine Mama.
Memsis Klima!
Wie ist das wieder?
Unser Klima!
C'est pas un conflit de génération. Amène tes colocs, tes potes.
Unsere Grosseltern, Nachbarn, alle einladen und mitnehmen.
Ich möchte, dass meine Kinder, dass meine Schülerinnen und Schüler, wenn sie mal so alt sind wie ich, in einer intakten Umwelt und einer funktionierenden Zivilisation leben können.
Und genau darum gehe ich mit meinen Kindern am Samstag.
Am 2. Februar an der grossen Schweizer Klimademos.
T'as raison.
Weil jetzt alle Generationen gefragt sind.
Ich glaube einfach daran, dass eine bessere Welt möglich ist.
Und weil ich es meinem Sohn und eigentlich allen jungen Menschen schuldig bin.
Weil wir Lust drauf haben, anders zu leben.
Weil es jetzt oder nie ist.
Parce que j'ai pas du tout, mais alors pas du tout envie d'aller sur Mars.
Hello. So that was from video there from the school strike. So maybe we chat to. I know Jonas has got a time limit; it's got to go off soon. So maybe could you tell us how did this action come about, Jonas or Lucina as well? And this was Zurich, right? You were saying it was Switzerland. Over to Jonas and then Lucina. Whatever you want to say, over.
So your question was how the climate strike, the whole thing started, or
the Swiss section of it, I think, is how did the action come about that you're doing there, the Switzerland? Because Switzerland.
Yeah. So it all started over WhatsApp chats, and I mean, like the number of them just exploded, and it was at the beginning. It was just random people adding other random people, and then you got like interested people in doing actions in the same chat who were starting to talk to each other and realizing that there are many other people out there who are worried about the environment and would like to solve the crisis. And so that's how it kind of started. I think it was there's no person you could pinpoint it to or something like that. It just happened, kind of.
Okay, and so the power of the internet's an amazing thing for linking us up. But just a question to both Jonas and Lucina: what were the best and worst reactions you've had from adults or from your fellow students? Over.
From the adults, I guess it was this kind of comments about that young people take flights every weekend and that we change phone every 1 year or whatsoever, and that we have all of the responsibility of doing bad things for the climate, and that we are not responsible. We don't take responsibility to act in a good way, because they'd say that we were just skipping school because we didn't want to go to lessons. But yeah, this was the worst reactions I had, I guess.
But I got a really great reaction after the demonstration from my geography teacher. He said when he saw all these people in one place, he just wanted to start crying out of happiness, because he's one of the persons who were fighting climate change for quite a long time now, and he said he's just so happy to see all these people united here in the streets.
Wow, that's moving. That is really moving. You keep doing what you're doing, guys, because you are moving mountains in the adult world, because they have to listen to the kids and realize that what we're doing now is affecting like many generations ahead. And as the Native Americans said, you should base every decision on how it affects the next 7 generations. And our system is making decisions based on the next 5-10 year profit margins, and we need to change that system. So I just want to ask any of the other guests on the show, any other questions or anything you'd like to ask the brave school kid strikers? Over. Anyone else there? Karen, Paul, or Sharon and Illa? Anything you want to ask the school strikers before we're going to the next?
I'd just like to thank them. I think just amazing. Just watching them is just awe-inspiring. So well done, young uns.
Beautiful.
Thanks. Just support like your local movement. There are strikes going on in almost like any part of Europe or whatever, and just support them with any means that they need.
Nice. Can you put up the Global School Strike website in the chat thing, and I'll just share that for the tail end of it. And so the last bit really is how can people get involved? If there's a school kid or a parent in a certain country and they want to get involved, what's their route? Do they go to a website or a local group or whatever it is? Over.
It really depends. In Switzerland, I think we are now famous enough that they know how to get to us. Like we have a website. There are many countries where nobody is organizing something right now, so you might want to start it, and like don't underestimate yourself. Just like there are other people out there who want to do the same thing. So just try to get connected to some of them, and they will know other people. And yeah, there are many countries when there's something already organized there, they probably have a website, and just try to connect to them, or ask us, like go to climatestrike.ch and text us, and we will help you.
Yeah, and also there are like many Facebook pages that you can join and just get in contact through Facebook with others. So there are really a lot of people who are willing to help and do something. So as soon as you get connected with others, then you can really rise something up.
Beautiful. Well, keep rising up, keep connecting. I'm a networker. There's advice to you to just keep networking, keep reaching out to people by many different means and linking up. So maximum respect for what you're doing. That's absolutely incredible. I think Extinction Rebellion we've been working with, they're working on a pack to help parents understand how they can support and help kids who are doing the climate strike and stuff. So thanks for coming on. We invite you to stick around, watch more of the show, make contributions. If you want to ask questions or anything, anyone, put your hand up. It's just like school, I think. Richard, the producer's little joke there. So we'll move on to the next session. Thank you very, very much for coming. Big up the Swiss team, big up the kids team. Thank you, Jonas, and thank you, Lucina. It's brilliant.
Thanks for the invitation.
Keep it up, keep it up. Okay, so this show is grounded in solutions, and there's many different types of solutions, but technology also plays a crucial part. Here's a short video from China of a sustainable form of transport. Okay, well, from China of a sustainable form of transport, which is a small fraction of the cost of a light railway. This is a China battery-operated tram, apparently. And so the Chinese are really working on some massive programs on environment. They, on one hand, they're very polluting and destroying environment. They've got, so many new coal-fired power stations being set up, but they're also building forest cities where they're trying to, plant tens of thousands of trees. They're also got, they've been sending out divisions of the army to plant, millions and millions of trees. They are pushing the technology to try and help the environment. There's a lot of improvement needed there because, they are pumping out a massive amount of pollution from industrialization, but they're also coming out with some very interesting stuff as well. Have you
issues or something short?
Okay, here we go. Just sorting that one out. Danny's going to play this one now. Check this out. And then we're going to go and show you the electric bike team. Over.
Phoenix,
hello, we're back. Okay, so you saw that there, a tram transport. Okay, so we're going to closer to home and a bit smaller in size as the Go Electric vehicle, and we've got Sharon with us to let us know how it works. So over to Sharon and Illa. Do you want to introduce yourselves and your amazing project? Over.
Hi, my name's Sharon. We started a company called Go Electric, where we wanted to bring a different alternative mode of transportation to commuters.
Doggy there. Okay, that's all right. We like a bit of live interaction. Okay. Sustainable transport.
Yeah.
You need more of it. Energy conscious transition, I read on your website somewhere.
That's right. So it's just basically making people and finding a different way of sparking the conversation about climate change, and making it more fun to talk about, just with the electric scooter, what it looks like.
Nice. Wow.
So this is it. It's if you hold it, it's foldable. So you put it there, you do it like this. See if you can see. And then, yeah, that's what it looks like. So the whole point is, essentially, when we drive them about in London, it's for commuters, it's for people who travel around, or people who do short journeys around the city as well, because there's a lot of pollution level in and around cities. And it's just a cool way of sparking the conversation about climate change and how to be more energy conscious in the way that we use energy, in terms of when you are on the bike and you're using it, because you're not exerting energy by cycling, by traditional means of cycling. It just makes you more aware of the fact that when you're charging it, how you use your energy. And it brings about more consciousness to people about how they travel and different alternative means in our lives of how we use energy, essentially.
I love it. I love it. I want to have a go. So you tell us a little bit more of Sharon, and how you came up with the idea, how you got this created. I mean, it looks amazing, and it folds up, doesn't it? So you can take it on the train and hop off. How long run for?
I mean, we didn't actually create the idea itself. I think it's Italian design, and it's manufactured in China. And so essentially what it was about 2 years ago. We was just thinking about how to cut down on, in terms of our own contribution, because we live in London, and London has the highest rate of pollution, I think, in the world with pollution rates. So we were just thinking about how best, we're very conscious people of our environments and how we do things. So we're just thinking, if we were going to find a different means or alternative means of transportation, which is normally, rather than jumping in the car, we thought about a bicycle, but we thought, okay, a cooler way of riding around in a bicycle. And it was 2 years ago we got our first bike. And throughout the whole year that we had it, it just drew so much attention in and around the East London and the East Central London area. And it's just about trying to make sure that people, and trying to find an alternative means for people to buy something that's cool, that's fun, but also taking care of the environment they're living in.
That is amazing. So how long does it last? You charge it up overnight, and how long do you get running from it?
So you charge it up for like 3 to 5 hours. It can get up to 25 to 35 kilometers. So we've gone the distance with these bikes.
Yep. It saves you a lot of money.
It's got Bluetooth speakers, so like you can blast your music while really look cool. I realize people like things that look cool, and it's just just new. So we want to just introduce something that, I guess, you have to, I feel like with people, you have to introduce it very slowly, and you have to introduce it in a new, exciting way, like they can, a way they can really engage with the product. So, the fact that you have to constantly fold it up, just say that you're a commuter, and for instance, you live quite a distance from the train station. Instead of you spending extra money, you can save that and basically commute from where you are to the train station instead of paying whatever. And then, then go on your journey. Or you can just scoot around with in a city.
I think that's one of the greatest things that it's helped as well. It helps you explore your environment and also see, different parts of the areas that you not normally go. And it's just you just get to learn more about the environment that you're living in, and you get to explore it, and it just feeds that sense of curiosity that we all human beings naturally have, and it just gives you that extra reason to go down that path that you would not normally take, and you find really great local germs around your area and beautiful landscapes. So it's just more about finding a different means of appreciating the planet that we're living in.
It sounds amazing, guys, and this is the future. This is one of the futures of sustainable transport. We really need to encourage people to go electric bikes, cars, vans. We're doing something with Extinction Rebellion mid-March. There's going to be, it's a big 5,000 capacity, 2 different halls, 2,500 each, but we're going to create a solution zone in one of them, and I'd love to invite you to come down and have a stall and show people the bike. And we got Massive Attack playing as well, and a whole load of really good music bands in the evening. So come for the daytime. Are you up for that? Coming down and showing people the bike?
Definitely, yes.
Definitely. Thank you very much for this opportunity of even being interviewed over this, and thank you very much, guys, for taking the time to be on the platform as well. I think it's great stuff that we're doing, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
We really want to promote these. We want to help promote you and network you, and these are major solutions. So I think we've got a short video somewhere. Danny, we got that one of the the electric bike, and check this out. And also, if you guys can pop your website in the chat thing, I'll share that with people as well. And if anyone wants to order one of these, they go to the website and click on, and they can buy one there and stuff from you guys. Is it?
That's correct, and we'll give a discount, definitely.
Sweet. So mention Solutions TV, Solutions Zone TV, and it might give you a good discount. And also, we have something on the. Tell me when you're ready on that, Danny. Yeah, we're good. All right, let's watch this, and then we'll say a little bit about get involved. Any way you can help out the electric bike team. Okay, so let's check this video.
Listen.
Hello. So there you go. Check out the electric scooter. Fantastic. Go check out the website. And just Sharon and crew, can you unmute Sharon and them, Danny? Can you share your website with us? If you put it, you see the chat window down the bottom, and I'll just share that. And then the final thing really to say there is, we really try and encourage people to get involved, support and help. So, if is there anything you need help and support with to promote the Go Electric bike more? There we go. There's the Go Electric. So just while I open that one, and then I've got to share screen. So this is the Go Electric website. Let me just try and share screen here. There we go. That one. Okay, check this one out coming up. Can you see that now on your screen? Danny, got that? There we go. Moving in style with the electric scooter. So if you go to this, goelectric.com, that's go, ELEKTRYK.com, you can get one of these fantastic, amazing electric scooters. So check it out, get yourself one, come and give us a ride. We'll see you at the next festival event or whatever, or, you know, you'll be whizzing past us while we're waiting for the bus on your electric scooter. Okay, let's stop share there. So just Sharon and Illa, anything any parting comments, or stay around and comment on the rest of the show, but anything anyone can get involved, any way that can help you out? Do you need people to promote, engineer, or crowdfund for you, or whatever? Anything people can help you with? How do they get involved?
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix, it's just more having shows more like this and having more conversations like this is great. And Lucina and Jonas and what you guys are doing is amazing amongst the young people as well. It's just sparking that conversation, making us realize that we're living in the planet, and like taking off your note on Phoenix, we're all one with everything. So the way we treat the planet is how essentially we treat ourselves. So it's just having more conversations like this, and hopefully seeing more people come to the festival and a space where we can meet, talk, and yeah, thank you very much, really.
I guess you guys can follow us on our Instagram as well. Go Electric on our social media. Just keep in contact, really, and also if you can share it like to your network as well. So yeah.
Cool. All right, we will definitely network you, and we hope to see you in Bristol at the Extinction Rebellion Solution Zone and Massive Attack gig in the evening. To see you backstage. Giving a Massive Attack. All right, so thank you very much. Come on. Pick up the Bristol Massive. Pick up the Canaria, the Isle of Dogs Massive here. Thank you very much for coming on. Stick around, ask any questions, other bits and stuff, and let's all network each other's things and stuff. So we're going to go over to the Cornish team next. We've been waiting very patiently. Thank you very much. So we're going to introduce Paul, Martin and Karen Laborde from Extinction Rebellion in Cornwall to talk about Cornwall County Council's declaration of a climate emergency. I think we've got a short clip from the meeting. So Danny, ET7, Danny's about to play that one. The Wizard of Oz is on the case, he's on the ball. So here we go. We're going to play this. Tell me when we're rolling.
This motion evolved out of a previous cross-party motion proposed that I supported. It declared a climate emergency, which has become an internationally recognised way of governments declaring concern over the IPCC report. Councillor James has talked in some depth about the report very starkly, and David Attenborough is actually at Davos today saying the same thing. The original motion was in line with that adopted by councils like London, Greater Manchester and Bristol. In fact, populations covered by governments that have declared a climate emergency now exceed 17.5 million citizens in 4 countries. London to LA, Bristol to Byron Bay, Kirklees to California. They've all declared a climate emergency, and they've pledged to do their bit to help prevent it. I believe we should show ambition from Cornwall Council to be at the forefront of measures to limit global warming, along with those other 17.5 million people. Only this morning I received a petition of nearly 700 people in Cornwall, which was put together in the last few days since this motion and amendment have been proposed and put in the press. The current motion on the table commits only to allow the officers time to prepare a report. I want to put some of the heart and the commitment back into the motion, and so I have prepared an amendment as is in front of you. I think I should probably read it out because not everybody has been able to see it. So the Council resolves to declare a climate emergency. Number 2, call on Westminster to provide the powers and resources necessary to achieve the target for Cornwall to become carbon neutral by 2030 and commit to work with other councils with similar ambitions. Number 3 is the original motion, simply with the words after renewable energy and other council strategies, plans and contracts added in, and at the end putting in the date by 2030.
And thank you, the amendment is carried.
We are back. So that's Cornwall County Council declaring a climate emergency. I know that there's a number of councils around the world have been, around the UK, have been declaring climate emergencies. So over to the Kernow team, which is the old name for Cornwall, the Celtic Fringe. Hiya, Paul and Karen, do you want to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what's been going on for Extinction Rebellion Cornwall? Over.
Hi, I'm Karen. I'm part of Extinction Rebellion. I've been involved with them for a while, since December. And yeah, been a very successful couple of months working with them. Really proud of our achievements, yeah.
Well done. It's really good to see it blossoming all across the land and in many different other countries as well. You know, it really is critical now what's going on, you know, for the environment. So do you know about other councils that have declared climate emergencies? I know we've had various ones pop up and down the country.
There's been quite a lot in the southwest. Of course, Bristol was the first.
Bristol, yeah.
We had Stroud, Frome, Devon, kind of. It depends what they declare and what the Cornwall actually says it's prepared to do. Cornwall, obviously. There's been Oxford, Leicester, Kirklees, Bradford. You name it, we're all going.
Wow, that is amazing. It's spreading, you know. Yeah, maybe Paul wants to say a little bit about, you know, what's been going on with the declaration of climate emergency in Cornwall. And you know, I was thinking of putting into Main XR and into all the groups, we need to ask these councils that are declaring a climate emergency, great, we're really glad you've done that, but what are you actually going to do? How does it translate into meaningful action? We've been asking councils for buildings for environment centres for 25 years since the Rio Earth Summit. So it's good they're declaring, but we need concrete action. So, Paul, do you want to tell us a little bit more, and how do we get the councils to translate into action? Over.
Okay. Well, I think Karen's probably got more to say than that. But you know, I mean, what I was interested in saying was how it was such a broad coalition. Like what happened, totally, yeah, was involving XR, and XR was so central to it. But equally, what was interesting was that individuals had just started as soon as Bristol declared. Individuals started working on it, and then people in the transition movement started working on it. Two different XR groups, one in the southeast of Cornwall and one in mid Cornwall, started working on it. Some guys at Cafe Disruptive started working on it, and then through the XR network, we all formed one big county-wide working group and sort of started organising on Lumio, which is a really great place for collaborative decision making and deliberation. And then, yeah, that's where we kind of pulled together and really pulled our resources. And there was councillors working. There's not an us and them thing. There's councillors that are part of XR. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, that was really great to see. I think in terms of how we're going to hold their feet to the fire on this, I think Karen's probably got more to say about that than me. So I'll
Just 1 sec. I know Lucina's saying she might have to go soon. Lucina, do you want to say anything to you know, any final comment or anything you want to say to the you know, other guests on the show, or anything you want to share? Over.
Yes, first, thank you for the invitation, and I was so glad to speak with all of you, and it's so great what you are doing right now. And I mean, be aware that there are many people everywhere who are doing things, and you really need to keep going on. And I mean, we will reach the point where we will see some really beautiful actions. I mean, we've already seen some. And yeah, thank you to everybody. And if you want to have any conversation, you can find me on Facebook or wherever. So thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming on the show. Keep networking, keep doing it. We love the next generation. You're on it. Thank you. Any help we can give you, let us know.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Sure. Thank you.
Bye.
Take care. Happy journeys. Okay, so big up the youth club, next generation. Over to the Kernow team. So, Karen, how do we tried to jargon bust here, and for people on different languages. So, should we explain what holding their feet to the fire means? How do we translate this for people watching from another language? How do we force them to do something? If you hold someone's feet to the fire that burns their feet and they're really going to go, I'm going to do something. So,
well, I have to be honest. I've been working with a lot of councils now. That's town and parish council as well as Cornwall Council. They have done a lot. They've got some wonderful policies. If you all read them, they've already issued. We're going to keep emissions down. We're looking to reduce our carbon footprint. They've done it all. What they haven't done is lived up to their words. They have got a long way to go. So holding their feet to the fire is we're not going to give up on them. We've got them to declare. Now we're going to keep going back into the council chamber, asking them questions, making sure that drafting this plan is their priority, and they're going to deliver it. And it's just about being relentlessly annoying is what we're going to do.
Exactly. Relentless is a phrase I've used for years. As a relentless activist, you have to just keep at them.
But it's being committed to it. And yeah, we seem to have all sort of said, oh, we've achieved it, we've got a declaration. No, now is the hard work. Now is the boring stuff. There's going to be no great big show or clap in the council. This is about just being honest with people and getting them to deliver. But this is not just, the declaration isn't about Cornwall Council really. It's about that swell and movement of all those councils to keep on declaring. Because what we need is government action. And that's why XR is here, because we want government to enact. We want this to be an emergency. We want action. So every council is going to lobby Westminster for resources, for money. We need money to enact these changes. So this is all about the pressure, and we're not going to stop at this minor level down here in Cornwall. We're going to keep going at our councils, but the big tidal wave of councils declaring will hopefully get our government to get off their butts and do something.
Nice. That's what we really need to engage with various different levels of the process. We need to change an unsustainable system, but there is already a system there that if I've been a long-term campaigner for community buildings, environmental projects, and we've won several different campaigns and big movements and protests and things over the years by being relentless, by trying everything from petitions to social media to direct action to going and seeing councillors to seeing MPs to whoever it is. You need to work on all levels, and different things work for different people. Some people want to go and see their MPs and want to go to council meetings regularly, and other people don't want to do the paperwork and they're happy to sit in front of a bulldozer or climb up a tree or whatever, and we need to work at whatever we're good at. I want to come back to something Paul said about Loomio. Now, I've come across it in the kind of some of the bits of from Occupy movement, but you use Loomio, which is an online decision-making thing.
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit to people. Over.
We live in a long, thin strip of granite. So if you was to compare Cornwall to Extinction Rebellion in Bristol, they've got about 730,000 people in a small area. We've got 500,000 people just spread along this long, thin strip of granite. So it takes an hour to get from St Just to Falmouth. It takes an hour to get from Liskeard from Bude to Liskeard, So for us, we don't want to be driving about all the place all the time, So Loomio is an amazing platform. It was actually the people that did it were they in New Zealand? I think they were Occupy guys in New Zealand, and they were trying to make a thing that made it easier for them to make decisions and work collaboratively. And so it's just an amazing platform for. You go on Basecamp or Slack. If you're not an IT geek and you go on Slack, my brain just dribbles out my ears when I go on there. I look on Basecamp; it's not at all intuitive. I go on Loomio; I feel like I know what's going on, and it's a brilliant platform for deliberation and decision making. So yeah, that's it basically.
Interesting, because we have the internet linking the world up now, and we can more directly communicate with each other, and online decision making. This is a Zoom conference. There's ways of being in different parts of the world and still communicating and sharing ideas and things. So one of the other questions we had was, what else is XR in Cornwall doing? So you've got this declaration, that's brilliant, but have you got any other things you're working on or projects or things you want to raise awareness on, or any way people can get involved, or over to you guys?
Yeah, we've got, let me just go out full screen for a minute. We've got a whole load of stuff coming up. Let me just go to our diary of events. So on the 7th, so that's tomorrow, there's the XR talk going on in Calstock. Tomorrow evening at 7:30. I think it's in Calstock Hall. And then on the 8th, so that's Friday, Green and Black Cross are delivering Know Your Rights training at the Bosvale Community Centre in Falmouth. And then on the 9th, so that's Saturday, at the same venue, Bosvale Community Centre, Green and Black Cross are delivering Legal Observer training from 10 in the morning till 4. And then on February the 15th, February the 15th, Youth Strike again. So the youth are going to be, I think, at New County Hall on strike from school on that day. Climate emergency strike. And then in that evening, Friday the 15th, in St Just, there's a talk, basically a slightly tweaked version of the XR talk, being delivered by Dom and Manda in St Just, which is right down west. And then on, February the 16th in Looe, which is southeast Cornwall, there's a funeral march, an XR funeral march, 10:30 in the morning. And then on March the 2nd is another one of these funeral marches, but that's in Truro, which is, I say the capital of Cornwall. It's the only city in Cornwall. So yeah, that's the main stuff coming up. I think there's a load of people in Cornwall and elsewhere that are on about just apparently in the last couple of days, a load of people are on about marching to London over a number of weeks and then arriving there on the 15th of April.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, that's what I thought.
Man, Cornwall's going off. That's fantastic.
Yeah, but that's the exciting stuff. The more important stuff, I think, is is the boring stuff. I know it sounds like a silly thing to say.
Yeah.
Because I've heard people say, recruiting, are you prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice and get arrested and risk going to prison? But I kind of think, are you willing to make the ultimate sacrifice and risk doing loads and loads of really boring admin?
Let's hear it for the admin posse and the people making tea and the people doing the transport and the people making the banners. And I was putting this a point. I mean, I've been an activist for 25 odd years since the Rio Earth Summit, but putting this across to some of the posse in Extinction Rebellion that, yes, it's important that people are willing to get arrested and slow this machine that's destroying the environment and raise awareness. But for every one person who gets arrested, there's another 9-10 jobs of people who are doing the admin, making the tea, doing the transport, painting the banners, doing the prisoner support afterwards, sorting the tech and the social media, whatever it is. So if you want to get involved with Extinction Rebellion, you're watching this wherever you are, yes, it's important to take direct action and some people get arrested, but it's also there's hundreds of other jobs that can be done that people don't necessarily get arrested, and they sometimes are long, boring, sometimes they're long and exciting. We need to do all of these jobs. So get involved and help with whatever your skills are. Your planet needs you. Over.
Yeah, I think there's a link, isn't there, on Rebellion Earth? There's the recruitment link for all the different jobs that need doing. And I think it's the same in your local group. So we're really busy with this whole decentralization thing, and the amount of just trying to work out how people communicate and doing facilitation training for people. And, it's not just the sexy NDVA training or the Know Your Rights training, but, people learning how to facilitate a meeting, or people doing the trainer stuff, or just like booking venues. And it's endless. And it, like you say, it's all so essential.
There's a lot of work to be done, and all of these things, learning facilitation skills, meeting skills is very important for our movement to move forward, to hear all voices and to facilitate things well. And, meetings are all different energies. But there was a group years ago, Surfers Against Sewage, for some reason, comes up for me earlier there in talking. They were very active down down Cornwall.
They're neighbours. They're the guys that set it up live a few hundred yards down the road.
Nice.
And they're still going strong, trying to look after the beaches and sort out the plastic and hold Southwest Water to account so they don't put a load of poo in the water, you know.
So you're talking about maybe walking up from Cornwall. Some people walking up on the for the April the 15th, the big kind of international week of action.
Yeah, that was muted a week or so ago, and it seems to have taken off. It's inspired a lot of people to consider it. It will be a logistical nightmare to do, but the suffragettes did it in the early part of the 20th century. They did it. They travelled from Land's End to London. There's been a couple of rebellions where the Cornish have gone up to London and done their stuff. So, yeah, we're repeating history. And it may work, it may not.
So well, though, did they?
With an old phrase that, you know, the hardest part is just to start. And, you know, there's another famous quote, Margaret Murray or Mead, something said, you know, never doubt that a few dedicated people can actually change the world. And I've seen it from taking environment centres with 4 or 5 people, and 6 months, a year later, we're still there, and there's hundreds of people coming to events. And, you know, you just have to start these things. Just like Greta Thunberg, you know, the force of one girl has now, you know, standing outside Parliament for so many days and no one else would go there with her. And now you've got hundreds of countries, hundreds of locations in multiple countries doing it, and the snowball's gone off. So, you know, any help we can, you know, give and link up and raise awareness, please send us stuff and we'll keep posted. If anyone wants to live stream part of the walk from Cornwall to London, following the footsteps of like the suffragettes and the Green and Peace Camp women walked from Wales originally to start that one, you know, and I get flashes of to Jarrow marches as well and stuff like that. You know, if people came from all the different cities around the UK and you know, went not just to London but to a number of other cities and had a bit of party and protest and celebrate, you know, it really is time for all of our children and all generations to work together. We need to take action. So I think we've got a bit of extreme weather we can show you, which is why we need to link up with your local Extinction Rebellion group, get involved, take action, because it really is going critical now on the climate. We only see a little tip of the iceberg on the main news. So, Danny, the Wizard of Oz, how are we doing with the weather report?
We're on.
Okay, over to the weather report.
Check this out.
Here we are with the weather report, and it's Roger the Reality Rooster and LCP the Low Carbon Panda bringing you this extreme weird weather. Why is the weather weird? The alarm is being sounded because the North Pole is hot and the mid-latitudes are cold. Let's see what's happening.
It was so cold in Chicago Wednesday, the city set its train tracks on fire to keep things moving.
Oh my God, it is so hot.
In Australia, my God, it's so hot that the candles are bending. That's incredible. And that also is in the mid-latitudes. Look at this person showing coffee spread into the air and freezes immediately. Whereas 104 degrees in Australia and the fires are raging, and at the same time, simultaneously, the mid-latitudes, Chicago is 50 degrees below
Just
zero.
took a shower and the steam
So here we are. Look at these
around
houses.
where the leaks are in my front door.
The locks are frozen. Australia, they're throwing water on kangaroos to keep them happy and cool down. Coldest air in a generation thanks to the polar vortex. There's 3 polar vortexes spinning around the world, holding weather in a pattern that is freezing us. So outages, power outages, wildfires. What's happening in the world?
3 to 4 weeks.
Don't worry.
It's going to be a long haul.
A little science experiment.
Oh my God. Okay, so here we go. The guy's bringing in his laundry. It's stiff as a board, whereas they're feeding water to the, not pandas, they're koalas. The pandas are probably having trouble too in China, but here's dead fish along the riverbank. You know, these are crises. These are happening over a very short period of time. Many fish dying because the water is hot and oxygenated. Look at this. Cook cooking something on the street, on the sidewalk, cooking eggs in Australia. Whereas in Chicago, there's a everything is, things are really messy. Here's Chicago again, throwing the water into the air. It freezes immediately, it becomes a cloud, it becomes a mist. Incredible. So there you go. There's the crazy weather that we're experiencing around the world. And is it because of global warming? Yes. It's not because Chicago's hot. It's because the Arctic is cold and it's creating an alarm for the world. So let's all wake up. Roger the Reality Rooster and LCP, the Low Carbon Panda, are imploring you to work with these kids, school strikes, work with the people at Extinction Rebellion, and even if it's not something you want to join in your own life, be part of the solution. Every Wednesday, Smile, Change, Unplug, be part of the solution. Back to you.
Okay, so that was the extreme weather report. We're going to show you each week that, you know, how critical it's getting around the world. It really is heating up, freezing up, waters are rising, hurricanes are blowing, tornadoes are kicking off, and you know, we need to reduce our carbon footprint and the pollution we're pumping out, and maybe future generations have got a better chance. It's going to affect us in our lifetime. It's not just off in the future, it's happening now. So we've got a couple more videos to show before the end, but I'd just like to come back to the Extinction Rebellion Cornwall Kernow team for any parting comments or anything else you want to tell us about what you've been doing with the Kernow Massive. Over. Thank you very much for coming on the show, guys, and really appreciate you linking up.
Thank you very much.
Final
Just
comments or anything you want to
keep
share,
up your good work, and we down in Cornwall will just keep on doing our stuff.
Hold on, Karen. Oh, go on.
I just want to say thank you for inviting us on here, and yeah, we'll just carrying on doing our stuff and see how far we can walk from Land's End to London. And maybe you can invite us in when we arrive, if we arrive.
Come for a cup of tea and a slice of cake at the studio. We'll get the flapjack ready.
I'd just like to throw out a challenge here to Paul, who sits behind his computer doing all the admin. Maybe, Paul, you could spare 1 week, one little week on the road and walk with us 1 week. I'll do a week of your admin for 1 week, Paul.
That's tempting. And I'm not. It's not. I don't sit there all. There's tons of people doing. There's a whole load of people doing admin, but they're just, you know, this whole 3.5%. So 3.5% is what they say is their theory of change. And like in Cornwall, that means we need another 18,400 people on top of the 360 we've already got. So, you know, there's a long way to go. But, you know, if nationally we need 2 million and we need 400 people who are going to go to prison, you know, 2 million minus 400, that's a lot of people doing a lot of support stuff, isn't it? No, all I wanted to say before you threw that interesting challenge at me was thank you for inviting us, Phoenix and your team and your interesting weatherman and all the people doing the wizardry. But also, the only last thought I wanted to share was I crossed over the border into Devon, England, the other week.
Oh,
and when I had I had my passport. I went over to England. I went to Barnstable, and I went to this Joe McAndrews doing the talk on how to support children in the face of climate change. And it was I got a 6-year-old. I found that so useful. Her work is so good. And most of it's applicable to me as well, to stop me panicking as well and being a bit more healthy dealing with this stuff. So I just wanted to thank the guys in Devon and Joe McAndrews for putting that on, because that's the most useful thing for me personally I've been to recently. Oh, and I wanted to thank Matt Osmond for putting a bunch of us chatting on about who'd all read Jem Bendel's thing. That was really useful as well.
Cool.
And, yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show, guys. It really is good to, you know, give people a slice of what's going on around the country. And that, you know, people are really making the change. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much, Karen. Keep doing what you're doing. If there's any way we can help, we've got a big network that's been around for a lot of years. So don't hesitate to get in touch with us, see if there's any way we can help. And there's an event coming up, Extinction Rebellion festival, spring festival. I think it's about, was it March, roughly around the 15th, the 18th, something like that. A Massive Attack are playing. We're going to do a solution zone, so it's a bit closer for you to get to, Bristol, maybe.
16th and 17th. 16th and 17th, Bristol.
That's correct. Yes, very good. My brain's running so many programs on this. I can't remember the bits. Brilliant. 16, 17. Fantastic. Network it. Come to Bristol. Join the Bristol Massive. And there'll be various other events around the country as well. Thank you very much for coming on, guys. Keep networking. Be long live the rebellion. Okay, so last bits of the show really now in the last 10 minutes. We've got a little bit we're going to show you shortly from the Sunrise Movement, which is another amazing, massive movement like the Extinction Rebellion movement, like the Yellow Jacket movement. There is a lot of massive movements spreading across the planet at the moment, calling for change. They want system change, not climate change. They want a better way of running our society. The Sunrise Movement is calling for a Green New Deal. For those who not so up on their history, there was the New Deal was FDR, Roosevelt, basically back in the 1930s, brought in a big New Deal to boost the economy after the Great Depression, to create lots of jobs, factories, things going on. Now, what they're calling for now, the Sunrise Movement, is a Green New Deal, where, you know, this thing's been around for a while. We can create 1 million climate jobs, you know, that we have to transition away from fossil fuel and the coal economy and all that kind of fossil fuel economy, and we need to start moving into a sustainable, regenerative economy. And you know, one of the ways of doing that is we could be creating 1 million climate jobs in renewable energies. People could transition from a job in coal into a job in, you know, using renewable energy. And what they're calling for in America's Sunrise Movement is the Green New Deal, so that they try and get America to carbon neutral by a certain date. I think it might be 2030. 2030, yeah. So here is a video. Danny, you got that one there ready on the old tables? All right, on the turntables of video. All right, so check this one out from the Sunrise Movement. Check them out. Link Up Network. Let's get all the movement groups talking to each other. Over. Keep networking.
We have 12 years to radically transform our economy and our society to stop this crisis and protect human civilization as we know it.
Well, I think it is man-made. I think it's clearly man-made.
Okay, we are back, and that was the Sunrise Movement, who are rocking it over in America, calling for a Green New Deal. Check them out, network it. Okay, so last little bit on the show here really is we'd like people to support our crowdfunder, which, so basically I'm just going to share this one with you. If anyone out there is feeling abundant or wants to support the good work that we do here at Solution Zone TV, this is our crowdfunder, justgiving.com. We're trying to raise a few £1,000 for volunteers' expenses and for production equipment. This is a totally volunteer-run show. We're dedicated environmental activists for many, many years, and it'd be really nice if anyone wants to donate us whatever they can, 10, 20 quid, 50 quid, whatever you want. Get in touch with us. We really need funds to make this show go further. We want to create more solution zones and a solution zone exhibition of hundreds of eco solutions that are, you know, being worked on around the planet, and tour it around and show it around with the show and get people getting that conversation going about solutions and what we can be doing. So last little bit, I'll leave you with that on the screen. Check it out at justgiving.com, Solution Zone TV. That's the web URL. Go to justgiving.com and Solution Zone TV. Okay, so basically, we've also got a jobs appeal at Solution Zone TV. We're looking for social media networkers, researchers, guests for the show, fundraisers, roving reporters, solutionaries, anyone who's got any television or social media experience or skills, people who want to make their own little 3-minute videos about solutions, whether it's a, you know, tree planting project in Bangladesh, or a mums group in Manchester, or a pensioners group in Plymouth, wherever you are, send us in a 3-minute film filmed on your camera, your phone camera, about, you know, solutions and projects, ideas, technologies. Doesn't have to be advanced technology. It can be a simple thing that people have been doing for hundreds of years, you know, low impact solutions, as well as technological ones, you know, skills, ideas, technologies, projects, things that people are working on, groups that are helping to create solutions for the future. And so finally, please remember to like, share, comment, click on the fundraiser. Please repost the show anywhere you can, you know, spend a few minutes after the show, put it on Facebook groups and Facebook pages, and keep networking. Over to Sustainaclaws and then Danny for a goodbye. Over. Extreme weather reporter this week.
Yes, it was very exciting to be the extreme weather reporter. I've never done that in my life, but it was a real pleasure, and I know that LCP enjoyed it. Remember, today's Wednesday, the day we do 3 things: smile, change, and unplug. Make the world a better place, because you make yourself better and you make the world a happier and healthier place. This is all we ask. We ask that you support the network. We ask that you contribute. You don't have to contribute money, but that would be great. You can contribute your connections. Please tell others about the program and get others to maybe put it on their Facebook, or share the message forward, and specifically say that there's opportunities, especially for younger people, to be part of a production team. And you don't even have to be here. You could be elsewhere in the world, but contribute your videos, contribute your energy and your thoughts and your ideas to Solution Zone TV. So LCP and Roger, and he's over there, he's run away, but he's the alarm, and he's ringing the alarm, as you are and all these students are, ringing the alarm around the world to say, we are in a crisis. We're wearing our green vest. Our green vests say, it's not the yellow vests, it's not the blue vest, it's not the purple vests, it's the green vests. Non-violent, let's make the change, and let's do it now. Thanks a lot, everyone. Society, environment, economy in balance, 3 o'clock and 33 minutes every Wednesday here on Solution Zone TV.
Lovely. Thank you, Sustainaclaws. Big up the sustainability campaign. Big up the sustainable development goals. Over to the Wizard of Oz, Danny. Do you want any parting thoughts? Thank you for making the show happen. Big up Danny. Big up Esther. Big up everyone. And Richard, our producer, who's been doing sterling work till the middle of the night getting this ready. Danny?
I'm cool. I'm just in Wizard of Oz land right now. So.
Okay, Wizard of Oz land. I'm just going to share windows on the crowdfunder again to go out. Check this out. Please donate, like, share, comment, network. Take action every day for the environment, people. It's absolutely critical. There's a beautiful, sustainable future waiting for all of us if we network all these solutions, get them the spaces, the skills, the funds, and the logistics together to create that beautiful, sustainable future. Let's get it on. Let's change the system. System change, not climate change. Keep networking. We'll see you next week at 3:33 p.m. for Solution Zone TV Global Solutions Show. Okay. Over to Danny for the end tiles. One love. Keep networking.
SDG challenge.